Hi folks, HR Funk here. I'm back out at the range today working with my M1 Garand. A little later on I'm going to do some work with my 03A4. I'm getting ready for the first match of the season. That's going to be the CMP East Coast Championships down at Camp Butner, North Carolina. And it's been a long winter here in Ohio, and I'm just now finally getting some weather that'll allow me to come out and do some work with these rifles. I'm way behind in my training schedule. I should have been doing this work weeks ago, but weeks ago that we were still getting a lot of snow and that some of the temperatures were just still down into single digits. So finally, everything is cooperating and I'm doing some shooting. I just finished my second slow fire prone string with the Garand. I'm going to walk down in a minute and see just exactly how this looks on the target. It looks pretty good through the scope, although there's a couple of shots I can't see. My first slow fire prone string, I shot a 97 with 3 X's, so I didn't think that was too bad for taking the winter off. Hopefully I'll do a little bit better on this one. Okay, we're coming up to the target to see how it looks. I'm battling this gusting wind today, and not too bad. That looks like a 98 with 2 X's, even in this wind, from 200 yards. I'm not going to complain too much. This is the first time I've had a chance to shoot my Garand since last, probably September. This winter we had in Ohio was pretty rough this year. We can see some of that wind drift from the bullets with this, and I know what's happening is I'm occasionally catching a gust of wind that's pulling me over here to the right. I tried to compensate for it a little bit. Might need to compensate a little more, but still, again, got 98, actually, yeah, I'll call it 98. That one could bump it up to 99 there with 2 X's. So, not too bad. I'm feeling pretty good for as long as I had between the last time I shot and this time that I'm now shooting. Okay, we're going to get ready for a rapid fire string now. This is going to be 10 shots in 70 seconds from the prone position. This one, instead of loading and firing singly, I'm going to start out with a clip of 2 rounds loaded into the Garand. After those 2 are fired out, I'll reload with a clip of 8 rounds and then finish out the string with those. Right on time. Can't see all the shots, but what I can see through the scope doesn't look too bad. Let's go down and take a look. Okay, shots opened up on me a little bit that time. I've got one off over here, one off in the 9 ring here, and I managed to pull one clear up into the 8 ring. So this ended up being a 96 with 2 X's. Not the best rapid fire string I ever shot in my life, but it's not throw yourself off a bridge bad either. So this is why I'm out here working, just trying to get better and better today. We'll go back next and try some standing shots. The most challenging position for shooters to master is the standing position. What I'm going to do in this next drill is actually some dry fire work to help improve my standing. I'm going to fire 2 shots, or I'm going to dry fire 2 shots, and then I'm going to fire a live round, and I'm going to repeat that 10 times for a total of 10 rounds on the target, but it's actually 30 repetitions of firing precisely accurate shots from the standing position. since it's going to take me a long time to fire out all 30 of the, or to do all 30 of those repetitions, I'm not going to video the whole thing. I'll video maybe the first couple of repetitions, then I'll stop, and I'll start it up again when we go down to look at the target and see how I'm shooting. I've mentioned the wind a couple of times today. In the standing position, the wind presents two problems. The first is when I'm standing and preparing to shoot, the wind wants to blow me and prevent me. Okay, in case you thought I was kidding about the wind, it just blew the tripod over. So this is not an ideal day to be out here practicing by any stretch, but I've got to do it when I have time, and today is just the day that I happen to have time. At least it's warm. The other point that I was going to make is, along with trying to move me when I'm shooting, the wind will then influence my bullet while it's in flight. So you get a double whammy from the wind on a day like this. So I'm going to start working this drill. We'll see how it goes. Like I said, I'm going to video the first shot or two, then I'll stop. We'll go down range. We'll see what the target looks like. Can't see that shot through the scope. It felt good. It was moving into the target from left to right as I squeezed off the shot, but I can't see it, so I have to wait till I go down range to see what it looks like. Unfortunately, when I'm shooting by myself, unlike when we're in a match, I don't have anyone to pull the target and then mark it for me when they run it back up. So I have to try to see it through the scope, and if I can't, I have to wait till I go down range. And I can't see that one either. I have so much tape on my target down there, it's getting really hard to see the shots. I'm going to go ahead and stop the video now. I'm going to finish out my exercise, and when I start it back up, we'll see if I'm doing any good. Well, folks, this is why we practice. I ended up with a 81 out of that. Only had one of them in the 10 ring, 3 in the 9. Then I was pulling them low out into the 8, and I pulled a couple out into the 6 ring. So I got my work cut out for me, and I'm going to keep working on standing with the Garand as well as the other positions. But now it's time to change over and do a little bit of work with the 03A4.